We are back in business, baby. Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to Monday. Is it Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. I have such a bad memory. I've been kind of going down memory lane and rewatching all my old vlogs, particularly the ones I recorded in 2021, because I was surprisingly consistent. Like, recording at the end of August that year. And it's almost been 5 years since then. That's a little crazy. I'm getting old, but it's been really nice revisiting those. It's kind of interesting watching back on those old clips and seeing how much things have changed and how much things have stayed the same. Yesterday, in the vlog I recorded, I talked about the hazelnut coffee creamer tasting kind of like caramel popcorn, and there's literally a clip from the series of vlogs I've been watching where I said the exact same thing. I got a new coffee creamer flavor recently, and while it doesn't exactly compare to my usual stuff, like, I'm enjoying it. It has a nice, it's hazelnut, so the flavor kind of reminds me of, I don't know if it's just placebo and the flavor of hazelnut reminds me of this, but the flavor kind of reminds me of caramel corn. And I think it was when I was first tasting it, so it's very interesting how, almost 5 years later, I have the exact same opinion. That's wild. But yeah, I'm splicing these clips up a little bit this time because of how desynced my audio got in yesterday's recording when I recorded a particularly long clip. So I'm gonna try to split these into shorter clips and cut them all together in the editing process. Anyway, I have coffee, so let us go ahead and share our first sip of the day together. Not a bad cup. It's felt good getting back to vlogging again, and I know my mom's happy about that. I know you're probably going to be watching this. Hi, Mom. But it feels good to be vlogging again. Another distinct difference I noticed between my old vlogs and how I am now is that I have a lot more energy in my videos now, which is kind of crazy because the older I get, the more tired I get, and I think that's just a constant, especially since I'm a pretty out-of-shape adult. But yeah, I surprisingly have more energy when I film these compared to back then. Back then I was kind of quiet. I talk like this. I had my camera like real close to the face, and I was like, sad. But now I talk with a lot more energy, and I'm more than okay with that. My plan for today is to get some work done. I'm gonna try to kind of make a 9 to 5 out of it. Not like exactly those hours, but kind of give myself a few hours every night to work, maybe like 3 to 5 hours, to give myself time to take my time, to take breaks in between, to stay focused, to listen to music, all that jazz, because I want to start being more consistent and kind of make my job feel like a job, you know what I mean? It probably seems weird to be like, I want to make my job feel like a job, but I love my job, quite frankly, and I want to feel like I'm giving it the time and energy it deserves instead of just kind of rushing it and then going days without making any progress, because that's often what happens. I end up putting a lot of energy into it all at once, and then I get burned out. And efficiency is not the name of the game. With a job like mine, I feel like it's time and patience and learning to pace yourself, and that's what I want to try to do. Anyway, my arm's getting tired, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue watching these vlogs for a bit, and then it is 5:17 p.m. at the moment, so at the turn of the hour, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my work. So I will check in with you guys likely after I've finished and kind of give you an end of the day update. I have officially gotten my writing done. I wrote like 6,000 words today, and it was awesome. Basically what I did was I set a timer for 2 hours, and I'm like, these 2 hours are dedicated to purely writing, so I closed Discord, I put my phones away, I only used a phone to listen to music while I wrote, and I just wrote for that whole 2 hours, and it was awesome. I got so much work done. I unfortunately didn't get as much work done on the rewrite of The Crystal's Tale. I say that with quotes because, again, it's a new version of the story. I didn't get as much work on that done as I wanted to. What I'm doing with that book is I'm revising as I write. So I finished writing the chapter last night, but I have to go through and revise it, which is a much longer process than actually writing it is. So, yeah, it's gonna take a bit. I might go back to it tonight, but for the time being, I'm playing Dragon Quest II, or at least the remake of it. I've actually not beaten this version of the game yet. I've played the HD remasters for 3 and 1 and beaten those, and these are very tough compared to the originals. In the originals, I feel like you could just grind and kind of get away with being high leveled, but this one actually makes you think, or this version, I should say. But I'm enjoying it. I'm probably going to grind a little bit since I just got the Prince of Canik in the party, so I'll probably do some grinding before progressing the story. But I'm having a good time, and we'll see how long I play. I'll probably check in with you guys again later tonight, but while I have coffee, why don't we share another sip? Good stuff. This cup's a lot more bitter than my last one, because I did not put as much creamer in it as I thought I did. But that's fine, it still has the sweetness, and that's what matters. Alright, I'm gonna get back to playing my game. It's about the end of the day, though not quite as much for me since I still have quite a bit of time before Kayla gets home from their clothes. So I'm just going to see about getting more writing done, and probably just chill, honestly. Today's been a very relaxed day. I've been offline for the most part, which has been very nice. I think that came from watching my old vlogs and seeing one of them that I filmed after our internet went down and we had to go through a new ISP. And I just had such a peaceful day, just not being online and essentially being off the grid because, you know, I still have no phone plan, so without internet, I basically just exist in a world without connection. Well, digital connection, I should say. But it felt very comforting, and today was very nice as well. I pretty much only used the internet for music, and yeah, I might watch YouTube later tonight. I don't know yet, but it's been a very chill day, and I enjoyed playing Dragon Quest II. I didn't play it for too long. I did get a lot of grinding done, though, and I'm very happy about the progress I made. But I still have a long grind ahead of me, because there are certain milestones in the game that I like to grind to a certain point at, and it often takes quite a bit of time. And I technically gave myself half an hour to do my grinding, but after it took like 10 minutes to gain a level, I'm like, I should probably stop for now. So that's what I did. And I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my night. I finished my coffee, and I'm going to see if I can make more progress in this new version of The Crystal's Tale. With that being said, I think I'm going to wrap it up for today, because there's not really much else I'm going to be vlogging today, and, you know, it's just going to be a chill night. Thank you guys so much for watching, you are all wonderful people, and I will see you all again tomorrow. Hey, I remembered the outro.